in this video I am going to share the information regarding minimum standards and procedures for award of PhD degree. Actually, for the award of PhD degree, now UGC has changed the regulation. Actually, draft procedure is released by UGC. In this video, we are going to discuss regarding this new regulations only. So first, this public notice. So this notice was released by UGC. So UGC invites comments, suggestions, feedback from all stakeholders regarding this draft regulation. So this was released by 17th March 2022. So this is against the new implementation of National Education Policy 2020. Okay, now we will go for a detailed discussion. So this was released by UGC. So this is the draft. The draft University Grants Commission minimum standards and procedures for award of PhD degree. So the title is, these regulations may be called University Grant Commission minimum standard and procedure for award of PhD degree regulation 2022. So it is applied to every university established, incorporated by or under the Central Act, Provincial Act, State Act, and every institution deemed to be university under section of 3 of UGC. So these are all the places this regulation is going to be applied. So everywhere, every degree granting autonomous college and every affiliated college allowed to offer PhD programs. So they shall come into force from the date of their publication in the Gazette of India. Actually, this is a draft only, so it will be coming into effect from the publication of it will be published in the Gazette of India. Afterwards, it is coming to effect. So, eligibility criteria. In this area, first we are going to discuss regarding eligibility criteria for admission to the PhD program. So first one is, following are eligible to seek admission to the PhD program. So first is the eligibility. So candidate for admission to the PhD program shall have successfully completed a 1 year or 2 semester master degree program after 4 year UG with at least 55% marks in aggregate or its equivalent grade B in the UGC 10-point scale. Or next condition, a 2 year 4 semester master degree program with the same condition as in the class 2.1.1. Next this one is, a candidate seeking admission after 4 years 8 semester, see here, 4 year 8 semester bachelor degree with research should have a minimum CGPA of 7.5 out of 10. Actually, first one is now 1 year 2 semester master degree also, 2 year 4 semester master degree also, and again this is 4 year 8 semester bachelor degree. This is UG only with research with a minimum CGPA of 7.5 out of 10. So next is, candidate who have cleared MPhil coursework with at least 55% mark. Okay. So next regarding relaxation, a relaxation of 5% mark from 55 to actually 55% they are asking. So from 55% to 50% or an equivalent relaxation of grade may be allowed for those belonging to SC, ST, OBC. Okay, this is a government rule they are following. A relaxation of 0.5 CGPA out of 7 out of 10. Okay, so it is also granted to SC, ST, OBC and EWS category. Next, regarding duration of the program. So these are all whatever the things we are discussing. This is going to be applicable for new PhD regulation. So PhD program shall be for a minimum duration of 2 years excluding coursework and maximum of 6 years. Extension beyond above the limit will be governed by the relevant classes as stipulated in the statute or ordinance of the individual institution concerned, but not beyond more than 2 years. So women candidates and person with a disability, more than 40% disability, may be allowed to a relaxation of 2 years for a PhD in the maximum duration. In addition, woman candidate may be provided maternity leave. For women's candidate, they are giving maternity leave, child care leave for up to 240 days. Next one is, for student exchanges, provided they contribute significantly to the completion of thesis, leave of absence may be granted from the second year onwards on the following basis. Okay, so these are all the conditions. Next is, exchange programs proposed by the department and approved by the research advisory committee for working in the institution in India and abroad. Next, procedure for admission. Next is admission procedure. So all universities shall admit PhD scholars through NET, National Eligibility Test, or National Entrance Test, or an entrance test conducted at the level of individual universities, provided that any circular notification communication by the UGC or Ministry of Education, so Government of India, regarding the conduct of common entrance test for this purpose shall be applicable. So in this PhD scholars will be selected through either NET or National Entrance Test conducted by the level of individual university with the communication from UGC. Okay. Universities and colleges under them which are allowed to conduct PhD program shall decide on annual basis through their academic bodies a predetermined and manageable number of PhD scholars. Okay. Next one is notify well advance on the institution website and through advertisement at least 2 national newspapers, of which at least one shall be in the regional language. The number of seats for admission subject discipline wise distribution of available seats. So it will be need to publish in the this one national newspapers. Okay. Adhere to the national state level reservation policy as applicable. And the next thing is the admission shall be based on criteria notified by the institution, keeping in the view with guidelines norms in this regard issued by the UGC. Okay. So next condition, universities and colleges as mentioned in subclass 1.2 shall admit candidate by 2-stage process through national entrance test or equivalent test conducted by universities institutions. Next one is 60% of total vacancy of the academic year shall be filled from through NET or JRF qualified students, and the remaining 40% through the university common entrance test qualified students based on the interview conducted by the concerned institute. Okay, so accordingly it will be filled 60%, 40% ratio. However, in case of unfilled vacancy in either of the category, candidate from another category can be requisitioned to fill up the vacant slots. Okay, so the syllabus of the entrance test shall consist of the question that research, analytical, so this is a format, comprehension and quantitative aptitude. So entrance test will be conducted at the centers notified in the advance. Okay, change of center if any also notified well advance. So this is regarding syllabus for the entrance test. Next, an interview viva has to be organized by the university, college concerned, wherein the candidate are required to discuss their research or industry area through a presentation before a duly constituted departmental research committee. So next part is interview viva was also consider the following aspects. Candidate possesses the competence for the proposed research. The research work can be suitably undertaken at the institution college. So the research topic is relevant. Next, university college shall maintain the list of all the registered PhD scholar on its website a year-wise basis. Next, the thrust area of research. Proposed area of research is socially relevant, locally need-based, and nationally important and globally significant. Create a value to the society. So these are all the area only. So in the research area here they have given. So these are all the area. So it may be socially relevant area, or locally need-based area, or nationally important area, or globally significant, or create value to the society. So these are all the areas mentioned in this draft. Next one is allocation of research supervisor. Eligibility criteria to be a research supervisor, co-supervisor, and number of PhD scholars permissible per supervisor. This allocation of research supervisor is any regular professor, associate professor of the university, college with at least 5 research publication in peer reviewed with or referred journal after obtaining PhD, and any regular assistant professor of the university, college with a minimum of 5 years teaching research experience with a PhD degree, at least 3 research publication in peer reviewed or referred journal may be recognized as a research supervisor. So these are all the conditions for allocation of research supervisor. Okay. So next part is, if we are moving on, so this is fully regarding allocation of research supervisor only. So next is supervisor application. It is supervisor responsibility to ensure all formalities described in the PhD regulation and also in the ordinance is fulfilled. Okay, this is regarding supervisor application. Next one is, if we are moving on, coursework. Regarding coursework, credit requirements, number of duration, syllabus, and minimum standard. So minimum of credit requirement for PhD program should be at least 12 credit and maximum of 16 credit. So the coursework shall be treated as a prerequisite for PhD preparation. Okay. So next one is, all PhD entrants irrespective of discipline shall be required to take credit based course in teaching, education, pedagogy writing related to their chosen PhD subject during their doctoral training period. So next part is all courses prescribed for PhD course work shall conform with credit hour instructional requirement. The department where the scholar pursues his research shall prescribe the course to him her based on the recommendation. So all candidate admitted to PhD program shall be required to complete the course work prescribed by the department during the initial or 1 or 2 semester. In case of pandemic like situation, provision of blended modes should be made available. So these are all the new things added. Okay, so candidate already having MPhil degree and admitted to the PhD program or those who have already completed the coursework in MPhil and have been permitted to proceed to the PhD is the integrated course may be exempted from the by the department from the PhD. Okay, so these are the conditions added. So next part is research advisory committee and its function. These are all. There shall be a research advisory committee, so an equivalent body for a similar purpose and defined in the statutes ordinance of the institution concerned for each PhD scholar. Okay, so research supervisor of the scholar shall be the convener of this committee. This committee shall have the following responsibilities. Okay, so this is next regarding evaluation. So evaluation and assessment methods, minimum standards credit for the award of degree. So upon satisfactory completion of the coursework and obtaining the mark grade prescribed in subclass 7.8, the PhD scholar shall be required to undertake research work and procedure a draft dissertation with their thesis within the reasonable time as stipulated by the institution concerned based on the regulation. So this is regarding evaluation. Next, if we are moving on, just we are having a review regarding this draft. I am giving this draft in my this one description box. If you want, you can download and have a detailed look. So next regarding 10th point, academic, research, administrative and infrastructure requirements to be fulfilled by the postgraduate colleges for getting recognition for offering PhD program. Okay. So if we are moving on, next is PhD through distance mode and in regular employment. This is very important topic. Now, withstanding anything contained in this regulation or any other rule or regulation from the time being in force, no university college shall conduct PhD program through distance education and mode in online mode. So now, as per this new draft, they are saying distance education is not at all allowed, and as well as online mode for getting PhD degree, online mode and distance education mode is completely stopped and strictly prohibited. Okay, so candidate in service shall be allowed to do PhD provided all the eligibility conditions mentioned in the extent of PhD regulations are met. Okay, so next one is the de-specification of MPhil degree. The MPhil degree shall be de-specified from the academic year 2022-23 onwards. So MPhil degree awarded till the date of notification of these regulations shall remain valid. So from 2022-23, MPhil degree will be de-specified. So these are the newly added. Issuing a provisional certificate prior to the actual award of the degree awarding institution shall issue a provisional certificate to the effect that degree has been awarded in accordance with the provision of this UGC regulation. So next one is award of PhD degree prior to notification of this regulation or degree is awarded by foreign university. Okay, this is regarding award of PhD degree prior to notification. Next one is depository with infinite institution electronic to archives common only. Next is code and conduct of ethics. Okay, so next part is authorship. So I think we have covered each and every corner of this draft. So wherever important points there I have discussed. So this is a new draft. So UGC is getting comments from various stakeholders. Afterwards, once it is approved, it will be published in the Gazette of India. Afterwards, it will come into effect. So this is the new information. So I want to share with you. So I share. Thank you friends for watching this. If you have any doubt, please put comments in my comment box. And I am putting this draft notification